Hello everyone. Today we're going to make really simple but very cool looking animated banner using Anime CC. So let's take a look. So this is about the Acadia National Park in Maine. So it's very simple using one background image and some text animation and then logo animation at the same time. So if you're new to or a beginner of Anime CC, so don't worry, just to follow step by step. I'm not going to miss any step, and let's get started. Oh, and please don't forget to subscribe and set the notification for my latest video. Okay, first, please download two images from the link I provided in my description. One is the Acadia National Park photo, the banner image, the size of 1200 pixel by 400 pixel, which is pretty big. And then the logo image of this Acadia National Park. So please download those two images. And then now let's open a new, create a new document in Anime CC. The size will be the same size as the background banner image, 1200 pixel by 400 pixel, and frame rate 24. There will be 24 sequences to play 1 second animation, which is pretty standard. And platform type HTML5 canvas. Create it. Let me set my stage size to 65%. Okay, so very brief introduction to this screen. This is a stage, and then this is a timeline panel here, and then a properties panel on right, and the library. So once we open the new Anime CC document, we call that movie file. And then you are, as a director of this movie, you can cast any actors and actresses and sound clips and staff members, and you can make them stay for your call from the library in the library panel. So this is kind of a waiting room. So first thing is, in the properties panel, I'm going to set my stage color in black. And then I'm going to import now my background image. So under Files menu, Import, Import to Stage. So once you import to stage, the image will be displayed on your stage and it will be stored in your library as well. So Acadia.jpg. See? Let me check my library. So I have a Acadia.jpg. So this is kind of my main actor or actress. And then let me rename my layer panel as my BG background layer. Okay, next I'm going to type some text, the title of this Acadia National Park. Properties panel, I'm going to type Acadia. Since I'm going to animate Acadia National Park 3 words separately, I'm going to assign the individual layer per word. So layer 2, let me rename it as Acadia so I can tell which layer has which text. And the new layer on top, this time let me type national. And rename it as a national. Another layer on top, this time let me type park and park and rename it as a park. Okay, before we go further, I'm going to align these three. So select all three and then please open the align panel. If you do not see this, it is under Windows menu and align. Where are you? Align here. Okay, so I want to align the left, and then I want to keep the same distance. Okay, so it looks good. Let me select all again, place it somewhere, maybe here. I can adjust it later. I want to make it even a little bit closer. So let me move this up slightly about this. Select all three text. Oops, not you. All three text by holding down the shift key and distribute the same distance in between each line. Okay, looks good. Maybe let me move a little bit down. Okay. Then let me open another layer. I want to have some kind of little quote. That was this time I'm gonna use a little bit orangish color or yellowish color, maybe something like this. And then type size, 30-point type size. And then the font typographic choice was Times, and I was using bold. And I think I typed, I remember, what was that? It was here. Crown jewel of the North Atlantic coast. Okay, just to make it easier, let me copy this. I'm getting lazy. Let me copy it. Or you can just type it. And then back to here in this new layer. Let me just paste it. Okay. So crown jewel of the North Atlantic coast. I'm going to place it somewhere here. Okay. Let me rename this as a quote. Oops. Quote. Okay. Now I need to have some kind of a black kind of a like a square or something behind. So what I'm gonna do is let me make a new layer on the very bottom between right above the background layer. So new layer, and I'm going to rename it as box. And let me draw. Let me set my foreground fill color to this gradient tool, gradient fill. Let me draw it kind of slightly larger, just like this. Move it down a little bit. It looks a little weird, so what I'm gonna do is let me select this box and open color palette, and we're gonna see the all the color information, gradient information, and then I will set my gradient from black to white. That's a current, and I want to change it from black to black. Black to black. So it is kind of weird, but also at the same time, this first black point, let me change the alpha value, which is the transparency value, down to 0. And let me move this a little bit further. See, it's a kind of a fading out. Okay, I want to make some more changes. Maybe this one, I want to change the alpha value down to maybe 70%. Yep, looks good. So I'm happy with that. Now, I'm going to create the other new layer for the logo on very top. So select the very top layer, create new layer on top. Let me rename it as a logo. Excuse me. And then let me import to stage again the logo. Oh, before we do that, let me open the logo in Photoshop. So this logo has the white background, which is not ideal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this white background. I'm going to save it as the transparent pink file so I can have the transparent background. So first, let me unlock this background layer and choose the magic wand tool in Photoshop. Click on white, okay, and hit the delete. So it's gone. But also I want to have some kind of little outer glowing effect around this logo. So in order to see the kind of the proper result, let me create a new layer, move it down. I'm going to fill in black using this paint bucket tool. Okay, and then select the top layer, the logo layer, and let me apply outer glow. in white. Looks good. Yep, I'm okay. And say okay. Then let me hide the background layer because we don't need the black background. And now go to File, Export, Save for Web as a PNG 24 so I can keep the maximum quality with the transparent background. Excuse me. Save it to your folder as the logo.png. Okay, I'm not gonna save it because I saved it already. Okay, and cancel. Now back to Animate CC. Go to File. Still, I have this. The logo layer is selected. File, Import to Stage. Let me import the logo.png, which is the transparent PNG file. That is this. So I got this. Okay, and then let me reduce the size by holding down the Shift key. Okay, even a little bit smaller. Okay, then let me set the position. Okay, so this is what we got. So kind of basic layout. So I have a background layer, I have a box layer for that, and my text, and then my quote and the logo. Okay, and then before we jump to the next step, normally what I do is the Acadia National Park, the text. The font I was using is Bebas New, I don't know what, I think that's the one I downloaded from the web. So my end user may not have this font, and then what may happen is this font will possibly it could be replaced by a system font of your end users, such as Geneva or the Helvetica Arial or Times New Roman, some kind of a system default font. So in order to keep the design I have now, what I do is I select all the text including this. Let me go to modify and break apart. Once you choose that break apart, it will break into an individual letter, but also I'm going to do one more time, break apart again. So now this is a graphics. So that means no matter what the end users, the assistant font is, either they don't have it or they have it, it will be presented like this, which is good. Okay, so now I'm ready to go. So first thing is I need to have some kind of a plan. I want to have my background image is kind of fading in, and once it is fading in, then my text is kind of somehow I want to animate it coming in, maybe a rescaling, something like that. So first, let me select the background layer. The important thing is for most of the animations we do, not only in the Animate CC, so any other animation program or any video editing program as well, you will need to have at least two spots. One for the departure, another one for the destination. So how to start and how to end. And then those two departure and destination, we call that as keyframes. So keyframe is the place where you can make some change. That change could be position, angle, opacity value, or size. It could be anything. So first the thing is we have all departure now for each layer, but we don't have a destination yet. So first the thing is on my background layer, let me highlight the 1 second mark, the frame number 24 here, just highlight it, and then let me insert the keyframe. That means now I have another black dot, so that means this is my destination. But we need to generate something. So select any frame in between 1 and 24, the first and the second keyframe. Then hold down the Control key or right click and click. then choose the create classic twin. So twin is an animation term, and then it will generate certain numbers of frames between departure and destination. So between two keyframes. So now you're going to see this kind of arrow. So that is good. Okay. Then this the blue tab thing is called the playhead. Let me place the playhead on frame number 1. Okay. And please watch carefully this properties panel. This properties panel will show me, will tell me some basic information of my current choice, my current selection. So I'm clicking on frame number 1. So now this properties panel's information is about all frame. Everything's about this frame number 1. Now click on your image on your stage. You see the difference? So properties panel, this is the information about this image. Then in this color effect tab, the drop down menu, choose alpha. And changing the play with this, the alpha, excuse me, the slide bar from 100% to 0%. Then, watch this. Frame number 1, I set my alpha value down to 0. And frame number 24, 1 second mark, that is the 100%. So departure is 0, destination is 100. So it's fading in. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. Now, after my image is faded in, I want to do something, some other animation with my other elements. So select all. So select your box, the bottom layers, first keyframe, the departure. Hold down the shift key and click on the first keyframe on top layer. And move it, drag it to frame number 24. Okay. Then this time, excuse me, I want to use a little bit kind of a faster animation. So highlight the frame number 35 on bottom layer, the background, the box layer, and hold down the shift key. Click on the frame number 35 on top layer and insert the keyframe. So there are some segments here. Then highlight the box layer, click on the layer, hold down the shift and select top layer. So you're selecting all layers except the bottom layer now. Then, like we did, place your mouse cursor somewhere in between. Anywhere is fine. Any layer is okay. So between 24 and 35 here. Hold down the Control or right click and create the classic twin like we did. So there are arrows. Now we are ready to make some changes. Okay. The only thing you may wonder, we're missing the background layer is gone, which is okay. So don't worry about that. We can make change. We can change it later. Okay. So first the thing is, I'm gonna leave a box at this point, and then Acadia. I want to have my text animation first. So first, Acadia here, and national and the park, maybe 3 things all together. So select all 3 layers on frame number 24, which is the departure, and move it to the right out of stage, just like this. So I changed the location of the other departure. So what's going to happen is it will be coming in like this. Okay. Now I want to do something with my quote. I want to have the kind of just what is that? Fading in like I did. So color effect alpha down to 0. So it is fading in. So Acadia National Parks is coming in, and at the same time the quote is fading. Or we can make some more changes. Select the first keyframe, the departure of this code, which is the transparent now. Choose the free transform tool. Let me make it a little bit bigger, slightly, not too much, just like this. So it is fading in and scaling down. Isn't it cool? Okay, then now, logo. First keyframe, the departure of my logo. I want to make it huge by holding down the shift key, choosing this, the free transform tool, and then make it big, really big. Also, I want to change the alpha value. So it is fading in and scaling down. Okay. And then for the background layer, I want to keep it. So on the background layers, let me highlight frame number 35. Since we're not going to change anything, let me just insert frame. So this is happening. But one thing we missed is that this box. No, this box. So what I'm going to do is on departure, let me move it. Oh, sorry, not this one. To outside. So this is happening. See? The box is coming in. So let me play it and see what happens. So it's not too bad. Okay, but I want to give some more kind of dynamics. So everything's kind of coming in and fading in at the same time, which is okay. But I want to give some kind of different time gap. So Acadia comes first, National second, Park after the third, and then maybe this logos coming kind of coming in the very last minute. So we can control it. So Acadia, that's the first one, so I'm going to just leave it as it is. And the National, I want to move it maybe 5 frames, just like this. So I'm kind of giving some time gap. And the Park, 5 more. Don't worry about the background. And the coat, maybe 5 more. And the logo, 5 more. Okay. And let me keep this background layer up to this frame. So again, insert timeline and frame. Okay, but I'm missing my background, what is that, the box thing. So box is supposed to be go up to here. So let me insert the keyframe so I can keep it in the same position. Okay, but problem is still others kind of still not there. So highlight here, insert the keyframe so I can keep the Acadia. Insert the keyframe to keep the National. Keyframe for the Park. Keyframe for the quote. Okay, let me play it again. Okay, and then let me test it on the web browser so we can see how it works. So under control menu, test movie in browser, and we'll see how it works. Coming in, yeah, it is working fine, but the problem is it keeps looping. So that's the default of this animation. It will just repeat and repeat and repeat. So I want to give some kind of I want to allow to have some more time so people can read it. Okay, maybe 3 to 5 seconds. So let me go back to Animate CC in the timeline. So this is about kind of a little bit longer than 2-second animation. It's pretty short and quick. So let me add maybe around 5 more seconds. So we can finish this animation on 7-second mark. So highlight the 7-second frame, and then hold down the shift key, click on the bottom frame, the box frame, insert the keyframe, so we can keep everything. Same thing for the background layer. Let me insert frame. So it looks the same, but let me test the movie on the web browser again. Command return. And it will stay 5 more seconds and play again. So that's enough time to read it. So Acadia National Park, the crown jewel of the North Atlantic coast. Okay. Okay. So I tried not to miss any steps. I hope this is helpful. And then if you have any more questions, please let me know. And then also don't forget to subscribe and set the notification of my video. And that's it. And thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.